How's it going, guys? My name is Alex.
Good evening, good afternoon.
And welcome to a finesse dribbling tutorial. I'm gonna be talking about the precision dribbling and deft touches you can perform in eFootball 2025 on mobile and on console. And I actually recommend you guys watching it till the end because I'm gonna be showing you examples how exactly you can take on players, not only by abusing double touch spam, but also by doing something more elegant. This is also a shielding tutorial that has become automatic in the eFootball version 4 update. I hope you enjoy this one. Now let's learn about the commands for finesse dribbles, because you know for double touch you need to tap on dash all the time and do some other actions. For finesse dribbles, as you can see, the player is doing that on his own. I just pulled the joystick like that, and my Iniesta is dribbling to the right and to the left. Forward, it doesn't really work like that. It's not really logical because you can be tackled easily, and to the right and to the left is exactly what you want to achieve. And this is where you can try to do it a little bit faster by constantly trying to swipe at a faster rate, and you can even perform a double touch with any player that doesn't have a double touch. This is the finesse dribble pretty much. From here, it's all about your creativity and your ways of actually achieving a dribble and taking on a player. And obviously, combining these techniques, right? Combining these techniques with dash command is very nice because you can easily show an opponent that you're about to dribble to one side. And obviously, for instance, if it's a player that is left-footed, it would be making sense to show them that you're about to cross and then turn around. You can do whatever you want. You can try to run here and then instantly cut behind and cut into opponent player's stronger foot, or for that matter, it's Iniesta who can take it with his outside curler. But this is essentially just an addition to your regular skills, right? So you can do sharp touches, which is also a good skill to have like that. You need to hold dash and just swipe. That's where you're dashing away from a player. Actually very, very good when opponent trying to aggro pressure you. But speaking of shielding, it was a little bit more complicated last season, and I actually started exploring shielding before it became a mainstream. I actually have a date, and that is where I needed to hold dash and tap on the joystick to just shield the ball. So at least twice, and then you can shield the ball. It was a little bit unnatural. And now Konami implemented that it is automatic. So what you do, you just need to turn your back to the opponent. So let me show you that with the press, but you've seen that once and it happens a lot, as you can see. You see, he attempts to shield the ball, shield, and pass. Oh, bro, that ball is him, man. This was a little bit easier just for me because I knew that I'm controlling the player and it's a guaranteed shield. Now you're relying on AI, so they made this shielding automatic now. And the same goes for console, and I don't really like it, but it is what it is. So this is two techniques that you can use. Not only you can do these joystick movements, but you also can now, at any point when you're afraid that opponent is very rushing with a good player that's about to tackle you from any angle, you can turn your back to the player. And Solos, shield, look at this shield, beautiful. And he kept that momentum and belly goal. Oh, you love to see it.
We cannot replace him. We cannot.
Okay, so he's tackling me from this side. What I'm gonna be doing is just like turning 360, and by the time he is about to tackle me, I can easily just curl the ball like this. That's a good goal. I like this one. Oh, look what shielding can do for you, man. Bro, it all started with a little bit of shielding. I waited for like space to be created there. Just to ensure that opponent is very aggro and he's rushing into you. And then from there, you just need to use this finesse dribble. It's unfortunate that the shielding is now automatic, but there's only so much you can do. And then obviously the patterns, you just wait for opponent to make a move, and then you instantly use the dash to make a run.
Bernardo Silva. Lo corta en seco y se queda con el balón. Bien plantado. Muy buen control. Controla la pelota. Atención con esta, puede ser. Le da de ahí. Bernardo Silva.
And when your opponent is still catching up with you, you can easily turn your direction. The thing is, like, you don't really need to rely on dash a lot because this game is built that every player can catch up with anyone. So you really rely on that in like short bursts of pace. You mostly rely on left joystick dribbling than anything. So this is the training, but obviously there are moments where you get this in a real game, and it is quite effective. So just in case the camera I'm using is dynamic wide, I kinda like the fact that I see a lot of the pitch. So on console it is pretty straightforward. I have a gamepad over here, and L2 is my finest dribble controls and R2 is dash. And obviously you use these sticks to either execute a skill move, as you see there, Jack Wilshere, and he can perform double touch. And in fact, this is where players can perform different skills. You don't need to have them. Sometimes, like my Wilshere can perform chop turn, a little bit weird, but on console it is slightly different. And when I want to dash, I just press that right shift and I dash. And that's where you actually shouldn't be really relying on it too much. And before, people used to dribble with left stick, and that was it pretty much. Obviously, you could shield the ball, and that was also left shift, left lower shift L2, and that was manual, and that was kind of useful, and people were doing wonders with that. But now L2 is the finest dribbles, so that's where once you start holding, as you can see the difference, instant impact of that L2 shift, changing the behavior of the player. And that's exactly what they promised us. They update V4 update, like pretty much eFootball 25. So now you have the close control, and the principle is the same as on mobile. You need to just read your opponent's attacking movements, and then from here you just try to let go of that and maybe use the dash now, because you see the empty space in front of you, and if that's Wilshere, he's left-footed, you can take a curl with his stronger foot, so that makes a lot of sense. So your idea is to be a little bit ahead of your opponent and bait them into thinking that you're about to run to direction to the right, for instance. Obviously, if your opponent is smart, they know that Wilshere's stronger foot is left, and they're going to be guarding that side, whatever it takes, not letting him cut inside. But there are a plethora of ways to kind of still fool your opponent, and if he's letting you go here, there is nothing stopping you from crossing because he has good passing skills. So same applies for Messi, same applies for Salah, but I think the advantage is with the player who has the ball. And principle is the same. You use this, and then once your opponent is committing, you just let go of that finesse dribble control and then use dash if needed, and then you run and take a shot. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like, share it with your friends, and additionally you can subscribe and even become a Legends Club member to support the channel. And yeah, that's it for me, and I'll see you next time.